Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and happy 2020. This is my first video of the year that I wanted to talk about because it is the season for New Year's resolution. And I feel like that this go round, a lot of people are more likely or more inspired and willing to do some resolutions or try to make some type of change. And I say that because a lot of us have been seeing people do reflections of their past 10 years, be it them accomplishing and achieving things or not. And also just talking about trends that may have happened over the years to see how much we have really changed or how much things haven't changed. Either way, if you're like me, you are a 20-something, almost 30, and 10 years ago, you didn't have as much agency or money or knowledge and access and stuff that you have now, so you couldn't really do a lot. So you're probably interested in like starting off on a good foot with the next 10 years of the upcoming decade. So with that, I did make a planner or a workbook. It's called Beating the Odds Goal Planning Workbook, and it starts off with the affirmation. The intention is for you to set the affirmation and then go over it every month. Now that's the intention. If you write it down, just because you write it don't mean it's gonna happen. You have to revisit and supplement it with other things. So that's how it starts. Then the next page is the reflection. Like I said, 10 years ago, I wasn't on nothing. So I did 3 years, so you can do a 3-year window. And I go over physical, financial, mental or emotional, and intellectual. And of course, I ask open-ended or probing questions to get you to dig deeper and reflect on the past 3 years of your life. And then of course, it wouldn't be a goal planning book without writing out goals. So I have the different areas of goals that you would like to set. And then I have check-ins over here that happen every 4 months. That way we can just kind of keep track of what we're doing and seeing if we need to adapt, adjust, delete, edit, whatever the case may be. And then lastly, something I really like is that I made a vision board. And I've never done this before, or I can't recall, but made a vision board. And I particularly made this vision board small like this because I believe that when you have large vision boards, I have nothing against vision boards, but when you have large ones, you tend to add irrelevant things and things that are going to clutter and cover up what you're really going to accomplish. So if we think about it in terms of number, you may have 30 things on that board and you're only meant and set to accomplish 5 of them. So now you just got a bunch of stuff on there that's not even going to happen. With this, it's more focused, is directly to the point, and I can summarize what I'm trying to accomplish in this year with this small vision board. So that's something to consider. Now with all of that though, those of you all who have had that unhealthy skepticism of doing certain things, you may want to live a different life. So now you're willing to try something you've never tried before. Congratulations and welcome. I'm happy you've come from the sunken place. With that, it starts with belief. And if you don't have the belief that you need, some of these things may not work out for you. And I think that belief is almost like that qualifier to making the change, to having the growth, to having an accomplishment, or whatever the case may be. It's almost like what sustains you throughout your process is that belief that I know that this will happen for me, and I know that it's already going to come, or it's already here. I say that in that way because I'm going to talk about language later. But anywho, if you struggle with belief in certain things, then let's take a journey, take some notes, and, get some resources. So number one thing when it comes to change or growth is cleaning house. Whether you take that literally and you clean your physical house, because your home is a manifestation of what's happening in your mind. So if you need to sage, baby girl, do that. Wash the baseboards, all of that. But yeah, that's literal. But cleaning house in terms of social media. So something that I do is I disconnect from people. I feel like a lot of connections that we have with people, like if you take certain social media personal, Facebook is personal to me. So even though I clean up on all of my media platforms, but when you are connected to something that is dead and doesn't work anymore, if it's still plugged in, it's still getting a current or energy charge. It just doesn't work. So you have to disconnect from certain people or certain things, be it you don't like them anymore, you're not friends with them anymore, you haven't heard from them in a while, they know the old you, you don't like what they're posting or whatever. Disconnect from people. Also contacts. I have a very long block list on a lot of platforms and devices. So when I feel like there's no need for me to go back to these people or these things or whatever, I try to delete that contact, particularly out of the phone. I delete that contact. And sweetheart, we ain't got time to be taking up space with contacts that we're not using, okay? So delete that. Some of y'all got them old iPhone messages. I'm throwing shade. to one of my friends. The old iPhone messages from all the iPhones you've ever had in your life and the Androids, delete those damn messages. What are you gonna do with them? All them pictures, delete it. Get rid of it. Clean house, okay? Clear your slate. Another way to clean house is to reset the algorithms on your social media. This is something I've been doing. So how I've done it is, number one, I unsubscribe from all emails that are trying to get me to spend my money. That's the devil, okay? He know that I struggle. I ain't trying to give him too much credit, but I struggle with shopping. So I just unsubscribe from all the shopping stuff. I unfollow all the shopping brands online, be it pages I like or pages that I follow. And then when I see ads, I click the ad to say it's irrelevant so it doesn't come back up. But also, when I am searching for things online, I search incognito. So my FBI agent won't be sending me stuff and subconsciously programming my mind to buy it or do it or think that I need it. And the inverse of that is purposely trying to change your algorithm to where it feeds you things that you want to be fed. So with me, I have a love-hate relationship with men. So I try to feed myself positive messaging and imaging to have a better perspective and a better outlook and a better relationship with men. So far it's been working. Yeah, I mean, I think so. Like, I think it's still working itself out, but it's a start. So reset your algorithms if you can. The next thing is mindset. Again, some of us have been socialized from birth by trauma, by experience. We've been conditioned, indoctrinated, whatever the case may be. So this may be a struggle for some folks, but be mindful of how you speak to yourself. My therapist literally had to check me on this the other day when I was beating myself up about a decision that I made that I really enjoyed. And she kind of told me that if you have a certain mindset about a certain decision or thing, that has the power to shift the outcome. So if you want a better outcome, talk nice to yourself. So I had to tell myself, you know what? I enjoyed that. I needed that. I wanted that. You know, it made me feel good. And I could still actively correct whatever I may have done wrong in that situation. Next thing is meditation. So this is truly personal, but I do meditate once a month. Meditation is all about centering and grounding yourself, and setting some intentions. So I will leave it to you to Google and look further into that. Another thing is journaling. Some of us have a habit of putting stuff in our phones and not writing it down. So I want to get out of that habit this year and start actually physically writing things out. I feel like the power of writing it out may shift some things. I'm not all the way into scripting, but I think that it has some power. Again, I encourage you all to look that up on the dark hole of YouTube. And then next is therapy and devotional. So therapy, obviously, because you're talking to someone who's unbiased, someone who's not judging you, but encouraging you to process and think more. That can shift your mindset. And then devotionals, because you get a different perspective on a certain situation or whatever the case may be. So a devotional that I love is Psalm of David. That is Christian based, but I love the language in it and I love the perspectives in it. And there are so many devotionals on the Psalm of David that you may learn something new each time you do it. And that segues me into talking about language. In the Psalm of David, he spoke about things as though they already were. And that's how we need to do when we are talking about things. I hate speaking things into existence. I think that when we do that, we don't fully believe that it's going to happen. We're trying to make it happen by saying it, and it doesn't work that way. It's just like you're putting those air molecules, because sound and voice has power. It has energy. It takes up space. You're just putting it out there for it to never happen, to make yourself feel better. It's like you're speaking to an insecurity. So I don't speak things into existence. I speak about things as though they already are. You can do that through prayer. You can do that through conversation. But be mindful of the tense that you use. Like when I was job searching a year ago or however long ago, almost 2 years ago, I already knew that I was going to have people who came up against opposition with me. They did not, because they didn't believe. But what happened? I said, it is already done. It is already worked out. If I don't get this job now, I'm going to get the job that I deserve. I'm going to have something better. It is already going to happen for me. And it ended up happening for me. And I'm pretty sure some of those same people who can recall those conversations they had with me saying, that sounds silly, this is as good as it gets, whatever, they're probably looking like, damn, she did get it. And a part of that was my belief. A part of that was devotionals and supplementation. And that's really, that time in my life is really when I started doing all of this stuff. So I'm not just telling you stuff that I Googled or found online. Like a lot of this stuff I've been doing already. I would like to say as well that something I do or have been doing is that Every morning I have an Alexa Echo Dot. I listen to a morning affirmation playlist, and I also listen to I call it Affirmations and Meditation for Black Women. It's a playlist that I created. I created both of the playlists because subconsciously I want to hear things and feed my mind certain messages. It's almost like it's a word. Inception, I want to say, maybe. I don't know. But subconsciously feeding myself while I'm sleeping or in a resting state. And things that I can repeat, like, because some of it has songs on it that I can repeat and say out loud. Again, words have power. Words take up space. They take up energy. When you put that stuff out there that is already done and you can already do it, you have never heard an affirmation saying, I will and I want. I already have. So be mindful of that. So with that, leave me your comments. Let me know what you think. DM me. We could be accountability partners together. In any regard, I just hope that this helps you. And if you feel like it can help somebody else, please share it and just have a happy new year. So thank you.